Howdy folks, this is a Saturday morning shave for me, and the soap I have today is in a Burt's Bees shaving mug here, and it is Van Yulay's Spicy Man. It is in a hard puck form. You can pick it up from her website for, I think it's about $3, and it comes in either, I think it's 1.5 ounces or a 2-ounce size. And this brush right here has a synthetic knot. I'm going to spell the name of the company. I believe it's YAQI. And ordered some of their brushes and given them a run to see how they work out for me. This one here I believe is a 22 millimeter knot. And the shaver of the day is a Micromatic Clog Pruf. And today I have a Treet blade in there, and let's see if we can see what to keep the glare off of it. Yeah, that's what it looks like there on the inside. These have been around a few years. See if I can show this, if it'll focus. This is the part that I thought that I really like. Considering how old this razor is, so the top comes down, then at a certain point it stops coming down. And if you can see that, it actually moves forward just a little bit. Just thought that was pretty cool. Something that was engineered that long ago. I've already put the hot towel to the face, bloom water. Going ahead and get started here. This Clog Pruf, to me, shaves pretty good. About like the, excuse me, bullet tip or the flying wing, or the open comb version. All three of these, I get good shaves with them. But like I've said before on these single edge shavers, you also have to be careful about what kind of blades you get, because some of these store-bought ones may not be quite up to snuff. And I did a test run with one that I found in the store, one of the local grocery stores here, and the name brand was Best Choice. And in other words, it looks just like any other single edge razor blade. It comes in its dispenser and the whole 9 yards. It was inexpensive. I think $1.29 for 5 of them, which may have been your first sign. And the blades themselves don't have anything stamped on them, but of course on the back of the packaging it mentions Korea. So I was thinking Dorco. Not sure. It just says Korea. And I didn't get through a first pass. Not that I had an intention to go through a first pass, just do a couple of strokes with it. That wasn't too smooth. that was kind of rough. Here's first pass. So in other words, not all single edge blades are created equal. At least that was my experience with them. Like I say, it wasn't a pleasant one. But you never know until you try. Especially, if you get lucky enough to find something that works for you that's that inexpensive. That's $1.29 for 5 blades. Yeah, that's a good price if they work for you. And not so much for me, because I know if I'm having issues up here on my cheek, when you get closer to the neck or the more densely populated areas, it's definitely not going to work well. Guess you can look on the positive side, at least they're trying to carry some. These, I think she's got 3 different flavors on the hard pucks. For me, these soaps seem to be fairly slick. Spicy Man. This particular soap has a kind of a warm feeling, and I don't know if that has to do with, I don't know if it's got amber in it or not. Excuse me, didn't look before I started to shave. I guess you might say, in other words, it's not a cooling effect by any means. No menthol, mint, eucalyptus, wintergreen, spearmint, nothing of those type scents. I don't know, in my opinion, this lather whips up pretty good with this brush. And it is soft. Wouldn't say that it's densely populated, but it's got plenty enough backbone to work up a lather on a hard puck, so I just pressed that hard puck down in the bottom of the bowl. So in other words, the puck is not hard like a Williams mug soap or anything like that, but it is a pretty firm puck. I can still press it down in the bottom. I found this Burt's Bees at a thrift store. Came with a brush. The brush is, it's going to need a new knot. That poor brush. She had like a German Shepherd at the beginning of summer. Or at the end of, yeah, the beginning of summer. I mean, the hair comes out everywhere. The brush is pretty unique. The handle is, I should say, in that it's it feels like the handle's made out of porcelain or something similar to that. It's a pretty unique handle. It's white, but this handle on this brush here, it may be kind of hard to see, but it's there's parts of it that's like a pearl. It's pretty cool. I like that handle. Simple, I guess you might say. I'm sure it's not the first handle that's been, I guess you might say, pearlized or something along those lines. That's resin. But I do like it. Did pretty good right there. I didn't feel the usual, I guess you might say, pulling or tugging or anything like that. Treet blades do pretty good for me. Really can't complain. Yeah, I got pretty close right there. Most of the time when I shave with a Micromatic, I get some pretty smooth shaves. I had noticed that those that follow this particular line, I do, because during the week I shave with shavettes, and one of the brand names is Focus, and they're from Italy. And Focus has came out with here recently a single edge razor with a pivoting head. For most purposes, you can say it's all aluminum. The screw that holds in the pivoting head is stainless steel, but all the rest of it's aluminum, and it weighs in over an ounce. And but it's a single edge, and that single edge has a lot of the same design that their Focus Slim has in the, I guess you might say, loading and locking mechanism, and the stand doubles as a way to take the head off so that you could get the blade out after you're done. And that blade is a snapped in half DE blade. Thought that was pretty interesting. Comes in various different colors. Superior Shave is the one that's going to be selling them. If it's anything like their Shavette version, the Shavette version is very well balanced, lightweight. That loading mechanism was a concern when I first was looking at them. But once you get a blade in them, with that blade in there, everything stays put. But if the blade's not in there, yeah, there's that part that slides or moves. Yeah, it's going to be loose. So it's the thickness of that blade that provides the tension. I guess you might say it was well engineered. I have not shaved with a razor with a pivoting head in a while. Trying to remember, I think without the stand it runs around $58 including shipping, and $79 with the stand. I don't know if that price will go down after it's been out a while or not. I know the Focus Slim, when it first came out, at least the best of my memory, the dollar amount on that was, if I remember right, it was right around the $100 mark, if I remember correctly. And I think I was seeing those prices on Amazon. Now the prices for the single edge razor from Focus, I think it's a Focus Dynamic 48. Anyway, the prices come from the Superior Shave. If I remember right, that's the name of the website. I believe it's a gentleman that's in Jacksonville, Florida, that sells them. And I know that single edge, using a DE blade, I know there's some folks that are thinking that, you know, it kind of goes, you know, against, if you will, the idea of using a single edge blade, because a single edge blade, in other words, like a gem blade or a feather or something like that, that's a single edge, the blade's thicker, and you get a different shave feel with a thicker blade, just like an injector blade. It's thicker and you get a different shave feel for it. But if you're using a single edge shaver that uses a DE blade, what's the difference in between shaving with just a regular DE shaver versus a single edge that uses the same kind of blade. What kind of difference are you going to get from all that? Well, there's one way to find out. I guess you might say for me, more the novel idea was the pivoting head. The loading mechanism is unique. I have many DE blades. Many DE blades, so in other words, I could use this shaver quite frequently with all the DE blades that I got. That was my Phoenix Artisan accoutrements. Alum block, complete with the rubber band. Yeah, over here, just a little bit of stinging, nothing major. And then right here, I don't know what I did right there. I normally don't get it stinging there. We got going to be using Humphrey's Witch Hazel Lilac. Now, I used this yesterday and definitely could smell the lilac, which I was kind of surprised. Yeah, I can smell it. It didn't stick around very long. Like I said, I usually get pretty decent shaves with the Micromatics. Close shave. I don't try to get BBS. You can if you want to. It might take, in other words, I'd have to readjust how I do my cross the grain, because my cross the grain would be at different angles in order to catch this part right here, but it's close enough for me. Works well. And the aftershave of the day, this particular Old Spice is the, I guess you might say, the new version. It's in a plastic bottle, and looking on here, yes, it does say Procter & Gamble, but it comes by the way of Canada. In my opinion, with my nose, so take this for what it is, Spicy Man comes close to smelling like this. Close. I don't think Spicy Man is quite as spicy as this Old Spice, though. It's close. And with my nose, there's no telling how far off it is. Show you the shaver again in case you didn't get a good look at it. Wipe the top of all that off. This is what the top of this one looks like, which compared to a number of them that you might see, especially I paid $15 for this one, I think it was. Yeah, it's in pretty decent shape. Yeah, there's scratches on it, but for the most part, the plating is still intact. Matter of fact, if you ever wondered, this is what the back side looks like when it opens up. Like I say, it's just it's a pretty cool, really neat razor. And that in there, believe it or not, is that coloration is not rust, it's plating loss. But you can kind of see right through here how that open is. It's not going to clog up. A lot flows right through there. Matter of fact, I haven't had issues with any of the others either. We're expecting a lot of rain this weekend, especially on Sunday. Hope everybody is doing well. Take care. Stay safe. Smooth shaves to you.